Time now for Take Your Pick, presented by Rothman Orthopedics and Jefferson Health. And right now on the My Teams app, Ruben Frank, Dave Zangaro, Andrew Cole are doing a series looking at each position group. Today we're going to focus in on the running backs, and we're going to start with Jay Ajayi. All three say he's gone. Mr. Brooks, do you agree in unison?
I would have to agree with that, simply from what happened this year with all the rest of injuries we had and guys trying to come back and guys coming back from injuries from the off season. And I don't think they're going to allow Jason Ajayi to do it. And they're going to allow him, number one, to go out there and test the market. Once he goes out there and tests the market, if they can get him back at a cheap price, I think he can come back. But at this point, they want him to see what he can get. And if he didn't come back, I don't think they would be mad. But, I mean, I like Jay Ajayi's game. When he did come in, he was an impact player. But like I said, the health is definitely an issue when it comes to him.
You know what? It might be time to move in a different direction with him. Obviously, the knee issues that he's been having have been lingering for quite some time. The bad news for him financially is he's coming off a knee injury. The good news is he's still a young running back. He's only like 26 years old, so he's still a young running back. So there's still a market for him, and I guarantee you somebody out there is going to make him an offer. Is it offer a little bit more than the Eagles might think they could get him back on a cheaper scale if he doesn't get an offer out there in the free agent market? And also, do they want to get even younger at that position when the plethora of young running backs they already have in the fold? Or do they want to bring another veteran presence, maybe somebody who's been a little bit more durable in his career? So I think at this point, it is time to move on from Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, it might be that time. But let's move on to Wendell Smallwood. Dave and Andrew say that, and Rube say that he's gone. But I want to see what you think.
Well, because Rube said he's gone, I'm just going to go against Rube anyway. But when he's healthy, I think Wendell has shown that he has some value. I mean, he hits the hole quick. He gets to the second level in a hurry. He's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. He's not going to break many tackles, but the issue with him has been his durability throughout the course of the season. But I thought down the road in the regular season, even in the playoffs, I thought he had some significant touches in key games. But with that said, what did the Eagles see of him? Because a lot of times you're wondering where he is. He doesn't even get off the bench, and then all of a sudden they need him again out of necessity when somebody else goes down. So is he just an insurance policy for this team, or does the team feel that he can also add a certain dimension to this offense? But I'm going to say that Wendell Smallwood, because he's very young, because he's still on that rookie contract, he's not costing them a lot of money, that he will stay with the Eagles organization.
I think he'll stay, too. I'm going with Dave and Andrew. Simply because his pass protection picked up so much towards the end of the season. We already know he can run the rock. I think that's why he'll stay most of all. His pass blocking got a lot better when they needed him.
All right, all three say that Josh Adams is gone next year. You agree with that?
No, I don't. I think he will be here. Every time he's made himself available, he's went out there and played very, very well. They stopped giving it to him later on in the season. That's just because he's a young guy. But I think as time goes on, he builds his NFL body, gets a little thicker, gets a little stronger. He'll be the perfect back for this system.
I look at him and his body of work for this year, and the one thing that jumps out is, where was he in the playoffs? He got nothing in the playoffs. Did he wear down? Was he physically unable to play? Was he in Doug Peterson's doghouse? I mean, he's too young to be tired. He didn't have enough carries to be tired throughout the course of the season. He appeared to be healthy in the times that we saw him. So what happened to him? But I do think that he has the body type that can be that banger between the tackles, and he can also dip to the outside and pick up big chunks of real estate as well. I still think he needs to work on his pass catching ability. He didn't get many looks out of the backfield in terms of being a pass catcher, but I do think he can play the game and play the game consistently at this level.
He needs to really develop his running style. He became a delayed type of running back. Watch the hole open up in front of him and then hit it quickly. You can't really do that in the playoffs, so that kind of hurt him a little bit. But once he gets adjusted on how to run the rock in certain situations, he'll be just fine. He'll be a quality NFL running back as he goes forward in his career.
Now, see, I would say that with his body type right now, what is he, about 6 foot 215? I think he's big enough right now to handle the punishment of a bigger role in an offense.
I wanted him to hit it a little hard. What about Sproles? You think Sproles will be back?
When you look at the Darren Sproles, see, that's a tough one. I think if the Eagles do decide to bring a Darren Sproles back who's going to be 36 years old, it will be based on what they get in free agency or don't get, what they get in the draft or don't get. I think Darren Sproles is another one of those insurance policies for this team, that they bring him back and help groom some of these younger guys get over that hump in their first, second, or third years in the NFL.
I believe so also.
All right, we're going to step aside one final time in this show. When we come back, Barrett is back in the game. And I'm not talking about football. We'll explain in a moment.